Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to today's unseen video. This is where we round up all the big talking points from social media. Obviously, we've got a fair bit of NXT news, but there is some WWE news as well. This was just really interesting because Karrion's hair did kind of stand out to me, but I never made this connection. So V said, do you notice how Karrion usually wears his hair the same way as whoever he's trying to bring to the dark side? So he had it half up, half down when he was talking to Sammy, and now he's done this with his hair now that he's talking to AJ. It's just a little detail that I've noticed. Maybe it's to make the other person think that they are similar to Karrion and that he is mirroring them. I just thought this was really clever because his hair did look different and I do remember commenting on it, but I never made the connection. He was doing it on purpose so that he could match or mirror AJ Styles. So I really like that theory. I thought that was very clever. Let's go over to the WWE folder, shall we? Work our way through here. So, WrestleBuzz, thank you. Apparently, a trademark for the name The Culling has been applied for. Now, I think this will probably be for that new group. Some people are wondering if it's for Sean Spears' group. Some people are wondering, could it be for Aleister Black when he returns? But this group that we're seeing, they are taking out people. They are taking out superstars. They attack Robert Stone. It would probably make sense for them to be known as The Culling because that seems to be what they're doing. They're kind of culling the NXT roster, if you will. So I'm thinking it's these guys, but I'm not 100%, but a very interesting faction group name, seemingly. So The Culling. Howie, shout out to you. I think this was James on our watch along as well that mentioned this. So yeah, Natalya is actually going to be competing at the Crockett Cup event, right? She's not in the Crockett Cup. I believe that's a tag team event, but she's going to be on that show wrestling. This is a big deal because WWE haven't had a relationship with the NWA for a long, long time. A long, long time. So now that WWE and NWA seemingly have some sort of partnership, that's obviously a very interesting development. I think at this point, it's probably we're just sending Natalya over. And then if it all goes well, we might send someone else over. I don't think this is going to be a close partnership like the TNA NXT partnership, but WWE are reaching out there. WWE are definitely trying to see what new partnerships can be formed. So, yeah. And this is just coming off the back of her announcing she's going to make her GCW debut. Obviously, Natalya is going to be competing in Bloodsport as well. So, WWE really reaching out to the indies. I think NWA is kind of classed as an indie these days. Is it classed as an indie? What would be classed as an indie? Answers in the comments below. Right, Lyra Valkyria said death before knee pads, right? So, yeah, this was quite interesting because there was a thing, what next here, what next for the Women's Intercontinental Champion? This person says probably knee pads, and Lyra said death before knee pads. Do you know, I don't know why she refuses to wear them. I think it was this image here where Becky actually said you should probably think about getting knee pads, but she won't do it. She won't do it. She won't get them. Johnny, shout out to you. Elite Rockers, so this coming from TKO president Mark Shapiro, WWE is keen to renew its premium live event deal with Peacock, which is set to expire next year. So they would like to keep the Peacock deal going. I don't know if Peacock are happy with it. There's been no word as to whether they're happy with it or if they're looking to renew, but WWE would like to continue working with Peacock. Yeah, this is big. This is really big, right? Carmella speaks out about her contract ending with WWE. Now, this interview is not out yet, but it's on the way, and a little clip has come out, and it's really got people talking. Carmella says she feels ghosted feels like she's being punished because she had a baby. Let's have the conversations that women aren't having. Is it because I'm a woman? Is it because I had a baby? It just feels like a shizzy way to end a 12-year career with the company. And you know what? I do agree with her in regards to the way they go about it is not brilliant. Like, they literally just call you up and go, that's it, we're done. I was listening to Sonya Deville talking about this when she was talking to Ariel Helwani. She had a phone call to say, we're not going to renew your contract. And that was it. And she even had to turn to her partner and be like, well, do I still go Monday? Do I still turn up on Monday? Or do you think I'm done? Like, and she didn't turn up Monday, and obviously that was fine. But it is just so brutal. It is so blunt. It really is. We're not going to renew your contract. That's it. Thank you. Done. Over. So I do agree, like 12 years and that's it. But then saying that, when you leave a lot of companies, they tend to be like that. But yeah, I agree with that bit. It's a bit crazy. There's not a more formal sort of process where you come in and there's like a debrief or, you know, feedback or I don't know. I don't know about the whole, is it because she's a woman? Is it because she had a baby? There's plenty of people online saying, well, Becky had a baby. Alexa's just come back after having a baby. So I don't know. I think this is one that we're going to have a look at when it actually drops, right? So there we go. Can't wait to watch this, said Wrestling Misfits. Okay, Roman Reigns SCN. This coming from WrestleVotes. The Rock is likely to appear as on one of the Raw shows between Brussels, Glasgow, and London with John Cena. So he won't be at all of them, but as Raw goes over to Europe, The Rock is expected to be at one of them. So The Rock could be in London, he could be in Glasgow, it may be Brussels. I would think London, but I'm not sure. So, you know, exciting if you go into those shows. WWE Raw viewership fell to its lowest rating. So this was last week. It hit 2.6 million. Now, obviously, this week, we haven't had the number, the one from Monday just gone. I would imagine that we'll see it kind of go back up maybe to 2.8 or something. We should see a little rise because obviously we're coming off the back of the John Cena heel turn that made a lot of noise, right? But those numbers have kind of been going down. And then they held at like 2.8. And then last week it just dipped to 2.6. So have to see where it goes from here. But yeah, no one wants to see the number going down, of course. So hopefully it bounces back next week. So Taker 1990, thank you. Naomi is at the Queen of the Ring movie premiere, brand new film that dropped, and is wearing a neck brace. So this is the first time we're seeing Naomi following the beatdown. Listen, kayfabe's alive and well. Yeah, you might have The Rock out there willingly breaking kayfabe, but not for Naomi. She is sporting this neck brace, which looks great with her dress. So there we go. Accessorizing. So that was her at the movie premiere. Yeah, Nando says kayfabe is alive and well. And here's Carmella. Carmella said, all I have to say is, before you make assumptions or judgments, make sure you listen to the full conversation. Then let me know what you think, right? So she's like, watch the whole thing, then come back to me. So that's what Carmella posted 3 hours ago. Let's go over to this, the John Cena heel turn. There's not loads in here. A couple of little thoughts which I thought were interesting. So N Swift said, I had a theory. The Rock put up 3 fingers at Bad Bloods. He put up 2 fingers at the Rumble. What about if we get, when it's time to get to the next one, and the last one is that, and it's revealed that it's Roman that's joining up with The Rock once again? So I just thought that was interesting, because are we counting down? And is the last one actually going to be an acknowledgement, which then could see Roman? Or could it be Jacob? You know? Could it be Jacob? Could it be like a member of one of the bloodlines? I sort of feel like if he was going to do that, we would all be expecting Roman. But listen, if Jacob's music hit, then that would be pretty sick. wouldn't it? Imagine if it was that. So I thought that was interesting. Right, this did the rounds. Wrestling Misfit, thank you. Cody Rhodes reportedly suffered a busted eardrum and a black eye after a hit from Travis Scott's. So, I mean, look, first things first, I would not have had a celebrity kind of getting involved, right? I would not have done that. But I do have a slightly different opinion to people out there. I do think if a celebrity is going to get involved, the worst thing they can do is make the whole thing look like softs. The worst thing they can do is just undo all the good work that was done by throwing in some really soft shots. So I actually appreciated that he did actually lay it in, right? Now, obviously, no one wants a busted eardrum and a black eye, right? No one wants that. But for me, I think there would have been a lot of criticism. There would have been a lot of memes. There would have been a lot of jokes. It might have just took a little bit away from the Cena heel turn had he have attacked Cody and it looked rubbish, yeah? Do you remember in AEW, those punches that just looked absolutely rubbish and everyone was joking about it and ripping into it? That's the kind of risk that you run if you bring a celebrity in. So no one wants a busted eardrum. No one wants a black eye. But I do think that it's probably better he went OTT rather than, making it look really, really bad. But I also doubt that this is correct. I've got a little bit of a doubt there because I watched an Xavier Woods video where he was talking about, did you see Travis Scott? He smacked Cody so much, he busted his eardrum and messed him up and all this kind of stuff. The way that Xavier was talking, it was kind of like quite flippant with the remarks, yeah? Like he beat the shiz out of him, yeah? So I'm wondering if Dave Meltzer might have seen that same video and has taken it as fact that Cody busted his eardrum. When I watched that video and I was like, I don't know if this is an actual fact or not, right? I don't know if this isn't Xavier Woods with a bit of artistic license, So I've just got a bit of doubt as to whether this is factual. And of course, as soon as Dave mentions it on Wrestling Observer, then you get all the other outlets reporting it. So you will have seen this everywhere. But it's all coming from the same source. So it all comes down to whether he's correct as to whether, there has been an actual injury there. And I just got a little bit of doubt on this one. So a few comments to make on that. But no, if that's true, no one wants to see that. But then I wouldn't have had him involved in the first place. But he did enjoy it because here's a clip of Travis when he got backstage following that segment.
How fun's that?
Bro. This might be better than low-key performance, bro. It was like a whole nother vibe. Yo, it was so crazy because it was like, in the ring, I was like, oh, damn, I think we about to be straight bad guys. It hit me. And I was like, oh, it's about to hit.
Hey, wait till you're in there doing it.
No, that's what I'm saying. No, I already seen it just off of that little rip. I'm like, no, it get real. I'm already hooked. I'm going back to the H. Man, tonight? What? I'm going to the ring tomorrow. What you talking about? I'm about to build a ring in all the cribs. Bro, I don't think y'all know how to... Yo, my goodness. Come on. Oh, baby. Crazy. Right? Crazy. Come on. Oh, hey. All right. Say no more.
I love you, brother.
I'm coming back.
Do your thing. Yes.
It's great. I mean, that's a great clip. I mean, his excitement is infectious. Obviously, Triple H said in there, wait till you're in there doing it. And that's done the rounds because everyone's gone, oh my God, he's going to be wrestling, right? Oh my God, they're going to have Travis Scott in an actual match. So it does feel like it is heading in that direction. I don't know. I mean, look, this is the world we live in, and that was a great clip. That's what I'm going to say. I like his excitement there, but a lot of criticism online about, obviously, what was doing the rounds earlier, right? So here, Jazz said, Days, there was a rumor going around that the other member of the Rocks faction could be Ava. He said to Ethan Page, I am the final boss, but when I'm not around, she is. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind that. Honestly, that would be wild. That would be wild if, like, she leaves NXT and goes and works a bit with him, you know? Kind of goes around on the main roster with her dad and is part of this new group. I mean, apparently they were going to do some big stuff with her, and she was going to be stepping up, and they had big plans. I remember talking about that in Unseen, an old episode, so don't rule it out. This was John Cena's Instagram posts. Right, there we go. That's what he put out on Instagram. So, Patrick, shout out to you. Wrestling fans since day one, thank you for that clip. And this was weird. This has now been deleted. So, again, pinch of salt coming from Dave Meltzer. So, again, pinch of salt. Julian said, this man just posted and deleted this. So, Dave Meltzer said, the motivation is that Dwayne wanted Cody legit. Right? So apparently he really wanted to work with Cody. And I know this as a fact because a mutual friend last week mentioned the politics as Paul Levesque absolutely thought it was a terrible idea. I mean, if this is true, or there's even a shred of truth here, this is fascinating stuff, right? But in a fight with Dwayne, with Nick as arbiter, he loses every time. However, several convinced Cody to simply refuse. So art was a lot like life this time. Dwayne wouldn't go after Cody politically, so he let it go. Cena was the second choice, and Cena was fine with it. Punk was never asked. So Meltzer giving a glimpse about what may have gone on behind the scenes, but it's Dave Meltzer. He's been doing a lot of swinging and missing, right? People know that. And this has now since been deleted. So I don't know how much we can read into that, right? I would say just be aware of it. Don't worry about it. Don't think that this is gospel. But I like to show you the interesting things that I see, yeah? And this was one of them, hence why it's in this video, so... There we go. That was the Cena heel turn stuff. Let's have a look at Raw. I know we need to get to NXT, but there was a lot of reaction here. Yeah, I was getting all a bit messed up, right? Iyo Sky actually does Dakota Kai's kick in the corner. She does Kairi Sane's insane elbow, and she did the Asuka lock, right? So she does a tribute to all three members of Damage CTRL. So how great is that? We did actually touch on this yesterday, but I didn't quite hammer it home. I didn't quite have my head wrapped around it. But she actually pays tribute to all three members of Damage CTRL in that main event match when she wins the Women's World title. So love that. TGR brand. Shout out to you. Mayor Pete said Chad Gable went all the way to Orlando to hunt down this lucha. And it is true. This is the place that he went to. Like, this is it. That's it. And it's in Orlando. It's been found in Orlando. And I actually double-checked it, right? I actually double-checked it on Google Maps. And I saw for myself exactly where it is. I was getting a bit confused because it says San Francisco there. And I'm really not sure why. But when you actually click on it, it is in Orlando. So that is where they filmed it. So he wasn't in Mexico. I think they were trying to make out that he was in Mexico, but he was actually in Orlando. And I verified it on Google Maps. So Mayor Pete, shout out to you. That was brilliant. Wrestle Night, shout out to you because Iyo Sky has posted a message. You won't be able to read this, so I can translate it for you because I do speak Japanese. It says, I became a professional wrestler on March 4th, 2007, and today marks my 18th anniversary. And on such a day, I am overwhelmed with stars to be able to set a new milestone. I'm glad I became a professional wrestler. I'm glad I didn't give up, and keep standing in the ring. Thank you to everyone who always supports me. So that's what she said. And just some lovely pictures. I know people love seeing pictures of Iyo because, you know, why not? Look at that. Look at that boomer. Look at that young boomer. So how it started and how it's going. So there we go. There we go. Right, B-Rad says the Los Conquistadors mask was in that box. After Kurt Angle retired wearing it, it only makes sense that Gable is now going to wear it. King Joker said, if it is a mask, I think his mindset is that he will be able to wrestle incognito in AAA. And whilst he's there, find the skills and the secrets he needs to be able to beat luchadors. That's really interesting because it was reported, and it came from Brian Alvarez, that Chad might go to AAA and work a few dates. So what if it is a mask? And not a mask that's got magic powers, but a mask that's going to allow him to, as you say, be incognito, be El Chad Gable, right? And he can go and learn. And if he loses, it doesn't matter, because we'll never know that it's actually Chad Gable. It was El Chad Gable, yeah. So I kind of like that idea. I think that's a good shout. Right, Bianca Belair says, I already had my spot at WrestleMania. I was cheering for both of y'all the whole match, and then you come and push the shiz out of me. This is childish behavior. I swear, I'm really trying to manage everything, but I just feel like I'm always in some shiz, man. I don't know. I feel like I'm going crazy. So, you know, Rhea was really upset with herself, really frustrated with herself. She's like, I need to learn. There's no such thing as friends and all of this kind of stuff. And she was really down, and Bianca responding there. So that's the fallout to Raw. Let's jump over to NXT, shall we? There's the NXT folder. Right, Ava just announcing that Javon and Ethan will go one-on-one in a New York street fight next week at Roadblock. That's going to be amazing. That's going to be at Madison Square Garden. Kapata, shout out to you. Here's The Undertaker saying Roadblock is a stack show, Shawn Michaels. I'll be at the theater at Madison Square Garden to watch it all go down next week. The Undertaker is going to be there next week. Sean Spears' wife, Casey Lee, formerly known as Peyton Royce, was actually in attendance at NXT to watch Sean Spears pick up the victory. So she was actually there. That's kind of cool, isn't it? So Jazza, shout out to you, my friends. Appreciate all the supports. And here, yeah, this is a good clip. Carl, shout out to you. I like this clip, right? If we skip forward a bit.
Tonight here at NXT.
Now is not the time. Now is not the time. Unless you know where my Secret Service agent is. Scram!
Scram! Hey, Blake, I am so sorry. Blake, do you even have permission to be interviewing Chelsea? I'm just trying to get a word with the... Please, just leave. Leave. I am so sorry. I mean, Ava knows our relationship. She didn't even run it by me that you were going to be in this match. It's like it never even happened. Never happened. You didn't lose. This match didn't happen. I didn't see it, right? No one's going to remember. Memo, okay? Memo from Senator Stone. This match never happened. You like? Is that good?
It never happened. Tell them it never happened.
Never happens. So Carl's like, we were promised a Chelsea Green match on NXT tonight. Why did we not get it? Because it never happened. Yeah, that's coming from Senator Stone. Right, we got a few bits in here. Chelsea Green had this boy shook, says Faye. He wasn't he? I mean, she was advertised for the show, in all fairness, but there we go. He couldn't believe it. Lillian Garcia is the ring announcer tonight, says Fightful. She was. Chelsea getting busted open during the match, but it would be a win for Zarya and Sol Ruka. So Zarya and Sol Ruka beating Chelsea and Piper. Sol Ruka pins Chelsea Green. Could that mean something? You know, Chelsea is the United States champion, so could it be that Sol Ruka now makes some noises about how she pinned her, so she deserves a shot at the championship? Not sure. Trick Williams, annoyed. He was going off on Kale Dixon, Uriah Connors. So I love this edge that Trick Williams is showing these days. Really, honestly, I'm so into his character. Then in our second match, we had Jada Parker taking on Kalani Jordan. Really fun match. Really fun. Jada getting the win eventually, and then sending a message to Julia and Stephanie that she's going to be there next week watching their match. Welcome back to Kelly Kincaid. She made her return. First time since giving birth to her and Pretty Deadly's Elton Prince's first child in September. So she gave birth in September. She was out before that for a bit as well. So we haven't actually seen her in quite a while. So lovely to see Kelly Kincaid's back. So that was pretty much the first hour-ish, right? Then we had, look at this, the Hardy Boys coming out. Great reaction for them. Great pop. And there they were, making their way down. So great to see Hardy's back. So great. Here, it feels so damn good to be back home in the WWE, said Jeff Hardy. Then that brought out Hank and Tank, and it brought out Briggs and Inamura. They would all brawl, right? So clearly building towards some sort of match, Hank and Tank against Briggs and Inamura. And then there was a great moment where Matt was still facing in this direction, and then all of a sudden he said, Fraxium, I knew you'd come. And then he turned around and there they were in the ring. Fraxium. So good. Obviously, this is the match. Next week, we're going to figure out who is the best tag team in the world. And if you was watching the watch-along, you'll already know the correct answer. It is Bob Bob, Momo, Banana. That is the greatest tag team in the world. Right, Sportskeeda Wrestling. So it was announced here that next Tuesday, the LFG coaches will be in attendance. So that's why The Undertaker's there, because he's part of this LFG coaching class. Mickey James, Bubba Ray, Booker T, Undertaker there, all going to be in attendance. So we are going to Madison Square Garden next week. I'm so excited. Masha Slamovich is at NXT. She was watching Jordan Grace against Cora Jade. So there was Masha Slamovich in the crowds. And of course, the big talking point here is that Cora's match with Jordan was stopped early due to injury. And we would get an update on that. In fact, I did a separate video on this, so I'm not going to spend too long on it. But, yeah, the X went up, and that was it. Match over. Right, Ethan and Javon. Seems like this rivalry will culminate next week in a street fight. Yeah, this was quick. Look at this. Boom! Done. Bang, 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 bang. Referee. Oh, I love it. More of that. More of that. More of that. Ref stoppage. The dude is out cold. He can't defend himself. What's Trick going to do? Just pound his head to a pulp? Like, no, the referee has got a duty of care. Steps in. Ref stoppage. Trick wins the match. It's basically a TKO type thing. We don't see that very often in pro wrestling. I love it. I love it. You get it a lot in MMA. And we've done it in pro wrestling before, of course, but bang, yeah. I mean, Trick could have gone for the 3 count. He doesn't have to. He can just bang, 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 keep pounding away. And if he's out cold and he can't respond, ref's got a duty of care. So a real quick win there. That was the match. For a real quick win for Trick Williams. Here's Shawn responding to Undertaker. A lot of action on the card, but I think we can make room for you, dead man. It's still your yards. Right, and then there was Eddie Thorpe. He had a few words for Trick. It's official. In 2 weeks, so not at Madison Square Garden, but in 2 weeks, Trick Williams takes on Eddie Thorpe in an NXT Underground match. Right, let's go down. Backstage, we had Roxanne attacking Jordan Grace. So that has set up a match. This is what we're getting next week. Title for title. Stephanie versus Julia. Oh, my God. And then NXT Championship match. Oba against Moose. As well as that, we got Hardys taking on Fraxium for the TNA tag titles. And then a street fight. We got Ethan Page against Javon Evans. Roxanne will also face Jordan Grace at NXT Roadblock. That was announced by Ava. Backstage, we had Ricky Saints bumping into a couple of people. Looks like he's going to have some issues. He bumped into Ridge Holland, bumped into Shawn Spears. That took us to our main event. So we had Tony and his family, Shawn Spears and his family, North American Championship on the line, right? Tatum Paxley, right? This person was like, there's been a severe lack of Tatum Paxley. Tatum's like, I've been napping under the ring. All the noise has woken me up, though. Yeah, this was unfortunate. This was unfortunate. So here, look, we had this moment. So they were brawling on the outsides. Bang, there. Boom. There's Tony. Look, he was climbing up. And then Stacks gets knocked into Tony. Tony lands on that chair. He had a bad back anyway. He wasn't 100% after that beatdown. This is a real key moment. This is a real key moment, right? And Shawn Spears becomes the new North American champion. And look at Tony holding onto his back. Look at Stacks on the outsides. Shawn Spears, the new North American champion. Cora Jades sent this out. She said, I got rocked for a second, but my knees are all good. Brackets, decent. Thanks for the concern. Right, look at this. Shawn Spears after winning. People applaud him. Shawn looks at Shawn. And he just walks off. There he is with his family. And there we go. I like that, actually. I like that. I like the fact he wouldn't shake his hands. I like that. Very good. Shawn Spears said, I told you. Hashtag family. And then there's another image of Peyton Royce, Casey Lee. She's there watching her fella, Shawn Spears. Right, let's go fun, shall we? Not much in here. Oh, yeah. Now, we touched on this, but the tweet had been deleted, so I couldn't really dig into it, right? And I've had people asking me about this. So here, this is Becky. She tweeted out, catching up on Raw. I don't think I'm the one that needs to come and get my man, right? And the reason why what she's saying there is, I don't need to worry about Seth, but maybe AJ Lee needs to worry about you, right? To CM Punk. And the reason why she's saying that is because here this person is saying or claiming that CM Punk was wearing similar gear to Roxanne Perez at Elimination Chamber. I've had a few people asking about this. So CM Punk goes to NXT a fair bit. He loves going to NXT. I think he enjoys, being around Shawn Michaels, being around that young talent. And I think he really enjoys being, there. So he goes there. But I think he's kind of struck up a real friendship with Roxanne Perez, Cora Jade, some of the girls. And I think he's been to visit Cora Jade. I think they've been out for lunch, like Roxanne and Cora. Like sometimes there's pictures that come out of him, like, going through some training stuff, and it'll be Cora and Roxanne that's there. So it's one of those where no one's really saying anything serious. But a few people have just sort of noticed that he's hanging around Roxanne, hanging around Cora Jade, or maybe they're hanging around him, right? And then this person's like, they're wearing matching gear. I'm screaming. Now, I don't think it's matching. I think it's a little similar, but I don't think it's matching, right? Far from it, right? So, Becky kind of quote tweeting this, going, I don't think I need to worry about my man, right? I'm not the one that needs to worry about my man. So she's sort of implying is something going on here between these two, and she has since deleted that. She's since deleted it. So did she cross the line there, Becky? Did she cross the line? Eric, thank you. Charlie, shout out to you. Grayson Wallace said, the absolute bottom of the barrel of society are men over the age of 18 who willingly leave the house whilst wearing a t-shirt that says yeet. I just thought that was funny. Right, we've got this. So this is good. Let's go.
Slam champions.
So, Lex Luger. I'll just play it again.
Who was the WCW Grand Slam champions?
Who are the WCW Grand Slam champions?
She actually is hot.
WCW Grand Slam Championship is a title given to wrestlers who have won 4 specific championships in WCW. The WCW World Heavyweight Championship, the WCW United States Championship, the WCW World Tag Team Championship, and the WCW Television Championship. Some notable WCW Grand Slam champions include 1. Chris Benoit, 2. Eddie Guerrero, 3. Diamond Dallas Page, 4. Booker T, 5. Jeff Jarrett. These wrestlers and
What about Lex Luger?
So there we go. It doesn't mention Lex Luger. So I love his reactions. I love Diamond Dallas Page's laugh to that. I thought that was really fun. So Ratchet, shout out to you. They're both Grand Slam champions, but for some reason, she doesn't mention Lex as like a key one. Here's some notable ones. She mentions Diamond Dallas Page, but she doesn't mention Lex Luger. Yeah, this is pretty fun. They're just having a go at Seth's music, right? All right, so Seth's coming down. Crowd is singing. Boring ass shiz. I've not seen this whole video. This video must be somewhere of them showing what happens inside the pods. But yeah, you've got CM Punk going, it's just boring ass shiz, like making fun of the music. Logan's like, what's he wearing? But in all fairness, we ask what's he wearing every time he comes down to the ring. So, right, let's go. The AJ Styles revealed to Chris Van Vliet that The Undertaker gifted him his gloves from the Boneyard match. So that from Fightful reporting on that. And TJF 1983, this also coming from the Chris Van Vliet interview. AJ Styles plans to retire age 50. He turns 48 in June. So we've got AJ till 2027. Okay, in the community folder, Matta, shout out to you. Got a like from Hurricane Helms. Riddit got some new cards. Oh, that's nice. These are the Topps Chrome ones. Charlie Dempsey Auto. Very good. Ilya Dragunov. And an Asuka one as well. Very nice. So there we go. Some cards from Riddick. Big Bam got a like from Karrion Kross. Phil said Karrion liked my post. And Dean got a like from Karrion as well. Karrion really is super, super active. If you get in touch with him, he is very, very good at leaving you a like back. Very, very good. Okay, let's just do thanks and get out of here then. So, Muggsy, shout out to you, buds. Chris, CM Chunk, Word of Wrestling, Wrestling's Biggest Fan, Claire Webb, Patrick Smith, Flying Music, Carr, Babs the Barbarian, Tajinder, Emmanuel, Sweet Chin Wrestling, Raymond's, Big Bam, Bradley, Parker, King Yeet Newsletter, got a like from Carrion. It's Kaz81, King Yeet Newsletter, tagging me in this. Kelly the Wise Lady, King Yeet Newsletter with the retweet, appreciate it. Jang Tae Sang, Adam Newen, and Wild Child Billy, thank you for the support, my friends. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Unseen. We'll be back tomorrow with another watch-along, a brand new watch-along, WWE Evolve, right? Really looking forward to that. So we're back with that tomorrow, and also another episode of Unseen. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.